Dear children, you are welcome to this channel. In this video, we are going to see which type of polynomial equations are called reciprocal equations and how to solve them. Let us step into the reciprocal equation now. See, today we are going to see about reciprocal equations. Before seeing the definition of reciprocal equation, let us see what is the meaning for a reciprocal polynomial. Okay, so there are two types. Now, what is the meaning of a reciprocal polynomial means? If a polynomial p of x of degree n is said to be a reciprocal polynomial of type 1 if this p of x is equal to x power n into p of 1 by x. That is, after replacing x by 1 by x and multiplying it by x power n as the degree is n, if we get this product is again the same polynomial p of x, then such polynomial is said to be a reciprocal polynomial of type 1. Okay. So, when you multiply this polynomial by x power n after replacing x by 1 by x, if we get it the product as again the same polynomial p of x, then it is said to be a reciprocal polynomial of type 1. Then if you multiply with minus x power n after replacing x by 1 by x, and if you get this product as p of x, then it is said to be a reciprocal polynomial of type 2. Okay. So, what is the definition for reciprocal polynomial of type 2? So, a polynomial p of x of degree n is said to be a reciprocal polynomial of type 2 if p of x is equal to minus x power n into p of 1 by x. So, if it is positive, it is of type 1, and it is negative, it is said to be of type 2. Okay. Let us explain this by examples. Now, consider the polynomial 3x power 4 minus 2x cube plus 5x squared minus 2x plus 3. And let it be p of x. Now, if you replace x by 1 by x, then what you will have? It will be 3 divided by x power 4. Okay. So, after replacing x by 1 by x, it will be 2 by x cube. And here it will be plus 5 by x squared, and this will be minus 2 by x and then plus 3, right? Then, as the degree is 4, let us multiply throughout by x power 4. So, when you multiply it by x power 4 into p of 1 by x will be equal to, on multiplying 3x power 4, these two get cancelled and it will become 3. And here x power 2 minus 2 by x cube into x power 4 will be minus 2x. And here if you multiply x power 4, it will be plus 5x squared. And here it will be minus 2x cube, and this will become 3x power 4. See, look at this. This is nothing but the same polynomial p of x. So, this is an example for type 1 reciprocal equation, reciprocal polynomial of type 1. Okay. Now, let us see this example. Second example. Let us take the polynomial p of x to be 5x power 5 minus 6x power 4 plus 4x cube minus 4x squared plus 6x minus 5. So, let us replace x by 1 by x. So, what would be p of 1 by x? This will be 5 by x power 5 minus 6 by x power 4 plus 4 by x cube minus 4 by x squared plus 6 by x and minus 5. Okay. Then, as the degree is 5, let us throughout multiply by x power 5. So, x minus x power 5. Okay. So, minus x power 5 into p of 1 by x will become minus 5, and here minus into minus plus, and then cancelling this it will become 6x, and this will be minus 4x squared, and this will become plus 4x cube, and here it will be minus 6x power 4, and this will be plus 5x power 5. See, this is nothing but the given p of x. Okay. 5x power 5 minus 6x power 4 plus 4x cube minus 4x squared plus 6x minus 5. So, this is nothing but p of x. So, this is this p of x is an example of reciprocal polynomial of type 2. Okay. So, this is the definition of reciprocal polynomial, and I have given two examples to explain them. Now, if you look at the examples, you can see that the coefficients of the terms from the beginning and the end are same. See here, this is a reciprocal polynomial, and if you look at the coefficients from the end and the beginning, they would be same. So, here the coefficient of x power 4 is 3 and the constant term is 3, and then the coefficient of x cube is minus 2, means there the coefficient of x is also minus 2, and this is a middle term and it will be a single term. So, let it is 5. Okay. Now, come to the second example. Here it is of type 2 means they will be the coefficients from the end and the beginning will be equal, but sign will be opposite. So here plus 5 means it will be minus 5. That means the coefficients will be equal in magnitude but opposite in sign, as it is of type 2. And here minus 6 and plus 6, plus 4 minus 4. Okay. So if it is a reciprocal polynomial of type 1, then the coefficients from the end and the beginning will be equal in magnitude. Okay. And if it is of type 2, the coefficients from the end and the beginning will be equal in magnitude but opposite in sign, right? So for a reciprocal polynomial, these conditions are true. We are going to use this condition to define the reciprocal equation. So what is the definition for a reciprocal equation? A polynomial equation a(n) x power n plus a(n) minus 1 x power n minus 1 plus etc. a1x plus a0 equal to 0, where the leading coefficient is a non-zero integer, okay, is a non-zero number, is a reciprocal equation if and only if one of the following statement is true. That is, a(n) is equal to a0, a(n) minus 1 is equal to a1, etc., or a(n) is equal to minus a0, a(n) minus 1 is equal to minus a1, etc. So this is the first type and this is the second type. Okay, here the coefficients from the end and the beginning are equal. Here they are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. So we have used this condition to define the definition of a reciprocal equation. So instead of checking whether it is x power n into p of 1 by x is equal to p of x for a reciprocal, we can use this condition. It will be easy to check whether a equation is a reciprocal equation or not. Okay. Now let us see the proof of the definition, proof of this. So let us take this polynomial a(n) x power n plus a(n) minus 1 x power n minus 1 etc. a1x plus a0 equal to 0 be p of x is p of x. Okay, that means p of x is equal to 0 is a polynomial equation. Now let us replace x by 1 by x. So what you will have, p of 1 by x will be a(n) by x power n plus a(n) minus 1 divided by x power n minus 1 plus etc. a1 by x plus a0 equal to 0. Let it be equation 1, and that equation p of x is equal to 0 be equation 1. Okay. Now, if you, as it is of degree n, let us multiply throughout by x power n. So what would be x power n into p of 1 by x? So it will be a(n) plus a(n) minus 1 into x plus etc. a1 into x power n minus 1 plus a0 into x power n is equal to 0. So let it be third equation. Okay. Now we are going to prove that if p of x is a reciprocal equation, then the corresponding coefficients from the last and beginning are either equal or equal in magnitude but opposite in sign, or the reverse case. Okay. So that is if and only if condition. Now let us take the if condition. So what is we are going to take p of x to be a reciprocal, and we are going to show that a(n) and a0 are equal, a(n) minus 1 equal to a0, or a(n) is equal to minus a0, a(n) minus 1 is equal to minus a1, etc. Okay. So that is if condition. So if p of x is equal to 0 is a reciprocal equation. We are going to take p of x is equal to 0 is a reciprocal equation. So if p of x is equal to 0 is a reciprocal equation, then according to the definition of reciprocal polynomial, x power n into p of 1 by x will be equal to p of x. Okay. So this x power n into p of 1 by x will be equal to p of x. That means that equation 1 and 3 will be one and the same. As the two equations are same, the corresponding coefficients, the ratio of the corresponding coefficients will be same. As these two equations represent one and the same, the corresponding coefficients of the equations will be equal. So there the coefficient of x power n is a(n), and here for p of 1 by x it will be a0. So that means that a(n) by a0, and then a(n) minus 1 and divided by a1. That will be a1 is the coefficient of x in p of x. That means a(n) minus 1 by a1, etc. a1 is the coefficient of x power n minus 1 for this one, and a(n) minus 1 is the coefficient of x power n minus 1 for the first equation. So a1 by a(n) minus 1, and a0 is the coefficient of x power n for this third equation, and for the first equation it will be a(n). So you are going to write down the ratios are equal. Now let us take this equal ratio to be lambda. Okay. So by taking this, each one is to be equal to lambda. Now take down let us consider these two, that is an by a naught equal to lambda and a naught by an is equal to lambda. Now if you multiply these two, what you will have? Lambda squared is equal to 1. Okay, so a naught and a naught, an and an will get cancelled on multiplication. So we will have lambda squared is equal to 1, which in turn implies lambda is equal to plus or minus 1. Okay, so the equal ratio will be either plus 1 or minus 1. If this lambda is equal to plus 1, then an by a naught equal to 1, which implies an is equal to a naught. An minus 1 by a1 is equal to 1 implies an minus 1 is equal to a1, etc. That is the first condition. Okay, so if we take lambda, the constant ratio, to be minus 1, then in that case we have an by a naught is equal to minus 1, which implies an is equal to minus a naught, and an minus 1 by a1 is equal to minus 1 implies an minus 1 is equal to minus a1, etc. That is the second condition. So by taking p of x as a reciprocal equation, we have proved either this first condition or the second condition is true. Okay, now let us prove the only if condition. That is, by taking these two conditions are true, we have to show that p of x is a reciprocal equation. That means we have to show that x power n into p of 1 by x is equal to p of x. Both are equal. Okay, so if an is equal to a naught and an minus 1 equal to an, or an equal to minus a naught, an minus 1 is equal to minus a1. If these two conditions are true, then their corresponding, if you take the corresponding ratios, then it will be equal to either plus 1 or minus 1. Okay, so in this case it will be plus 1 and in this case it will be minus 1. That means that equation 1 and 3 are same as the coefficients, the ratio of the coefficients are equal. Equations 1 and 3 represent the same. That means that p of x is equal to x power n into 1 by, p of 1 by x, right? Or it will be equal to minus x power n into p of 1 by x in the case of second minus 1. Okay, so that means that p of x is a reciprocal equation. Okay, so just reversing the same steps, we are going to get the only if condition, and this is the proof. That means that we have taken p of x a reciprocal equation and we have proved these two results. In the second part, we have taken this condition and we have proved that p of x is a reciprocal equation. So in order to check a reciprocal equation, no need to check whether it will multiply getting x power n into p of 1 by x is equal to p of x. It is enough if we check that the coefficients from the end and the beginning are either equal in magnitude or equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. See, look at it. You have to note down some results according to the reciprocal equation. A reciprocal equation cannot have 0 as a solution, because as for a reciprocal equation, the corresponding coefficients from the end and the beginning will be equal, right? So an must be equal to a naught. An must not be 0 because as it is a leading coefficient. So as an is equal to a naught means a naught will be a non-zero number. That means that if a constant exists for an equation, then that equation shouldn't have 0 as a solution. Okay, if 0 as a solution means that equation should not have the constant term. So if constant term exists, 0 will not be a solution, and hence a reciprocal equation cannot have 0 as a solution. Okay, and moreover, the coefficients and the solution cannot be restricted to a real. They may be either imaginary. The coefficients and solutions may be either imaginary or real. So it not be restricted to be real. Okay, these are the points to be noted. And also, if for a reciprocal equation, if alpha is a root, then its reciprocal 1 by alpha is also a root. This is true for a reciprocal equation. But the reverse case may not be true. That means that if for a polynomial equation, that is for p of x is equal to 0 for a polynomial equation, then alpha and 1 by alpha are roots for such a polynomial equation, then this p of x need not be a reciprocal equation always. Okay, so but the reverse case may not be true sometimes. That means that for a reciprocal equation, if alpha is a root, 1 by alpha is also a root. So if for any polynomial equation has alpha and 1 by alpha is root, then that polynomial equation need not be a reciprocal equation always. Okay, it may be may not be a reciprocal equation. So any non-reciprocal equation may also have such roots, that is alpha and 1 by alpha as roots. Okay, so don't think that If an equation has alpha and its reciprocal 1 by alpha as root, means that the equation must be a reciprocal equation. It may not be a reciprocal equation. Now, some results regarding the reciprocal equation. Okay, let us see some results regarding the reciprocal equation. For an odd degree reciprocal equation of type 1, x is equal to -1 must be a solution. So, these results are without proof. Just so we can, let me explain this by examples. Okay. So, if a reciprocal equation of type 1 is of odd degree, then for such reciprocal equation, x is equal to -1 must be a solution. So, using this result, what can we do for a reciprocal equation of type 1 means, you know that -1 must be a solution means, then by dividing the polynomial by the factor, we can reduce the equation to a lesser degree and we can solve it. So, it would be useful in solving such polynomial equation, that is such reciprocal equation of type 1 of odd degree. Okay. So, let us see an example. Here look at this equation. This is a reciprocal equation because as the coefficients from the end and the beginning are same, equal. So, it is of type 1, right, and it is of odd degree as the degree is 5, right. So, when will be x is equal to -1 with solution means, you know that the sum of the coefficients of odd power and even power are equal, then -1 will be a solution. So, let us check whether sum of the coefficients of odd powers and even powers are equal. So, sum of the coefficients of odd power equal to 3, then plus 7 and -2, which is equal to 8, right. Then sum of the coefficients of even powers -2, plus 7 and 3, right, that is also equal to 8. So, they are equal. That means that -1 is a solution. So, for all odd degree reciprocal equation of type 1, x is equal to -1 will be a solution. So, if you come across such reciprocal equation, then immediately you can write -1 is a solution, and thereby dividing the polynomial by that factor, you can reduce the equation and you can solve the reduced equation to get the other solutions. So, this will help us to solve such a reciprocal equation. This result will help us. Okay. Similarly, second result is for an odd degree reciprocal equation of type 2. So, here we have first one we have seen the about type 1, and here we are going to see what would be the solution for type 2. So, if it is an odd degree reciprocal equation of type 2, then x is equal to 1 will be a solution, must be a solution. Okay, x is equal to 1 must be a solution. So, let me explain this again by an example. Now, consider this reciprocal equation 3x power 5 minus 2x power 4 plus 7x cube minus 7x squared plus 2x minus 3 equal to 0. See, look at this, the coefficients here plus 3 and it will be minus 3. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. Then minus 2 plus 7 minus 7. So, when x is equal to 1 will be a solution for an equation if sum of the coefficients will be equal to 0. So, let us check here, sum of all the coefficients are 0 or not. Okay. So, what is sum of all the coefficients? 3 minus 2 plus 7 minus 7 plus 2 minus 3. So, everything get cancelled, which will be equal to 0. This means that 1 is a solution. So, it is obvious as the coefficients are equal in magnitude throughout. So, it is obvious if you add the sum, it will be equal to 0. So, why it is particularly they have given odd degree means, if it is odd degree, then the number of terms will be, it will be an even. So, then only even number of terms will be there, means then only if you add the sum, it will be equal to 0. If you have odd number of terms, then one term will be left out. Okay. So, that is why it has given that odd degree of type 2. It will be the sum of the coefficients, as the sum of the coefficients will be 0, x is equal to 1 will be a solution. Okay. Now we have seen about odd degree. Now, let us see what about even degree. So, for an even degree reciprocal equation of type 1, these conditions are not true. Either 1 or plus 1 minus 1 cannot be true. So, let us leave that. So, let us come to the even degree reciprocal equation of type 2. So, when it is an even degree reciprocal equation, then both x is equal to 1 and minus 1 will be the solutions. And for such equation of type 2, the middle term will be 0. See here what I said, if it is odd degree, the number of terms will be even, no? So, even number of terms will be there. So, thereby adding the coefficient, it will be 0. So, if it is of even degree, the number of terms will be odd. Number of terms will be odd means the middle term will be left out without pairing. So, it must be 0. Okay. So, for x is equal to 1 and minus 1 will be the solution means then the middle term must be 0 here for the reciprocal equation of type 2. So remember, for an even degree reciprocal equation of type 2, there won't be any middle term, and both x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 will be the solutions. Okay. So this will help us while solving such reciprocal equations. So look at this example. 6x power 4 minus x cube plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. See, look at this. This is of even degree, and even degree means it should have 5 terms, but the middle term x squared is 0. Okay. So for reciprocal equation of type 2 of even degree, surely the middle term will be 0. Otherwise, it won't be a reciprocal equation of type 2. And then coefficients here, plus 6 means that it is minus 6 and minus 1 plus 1. So it is of type 2. And see, if you have seen that the sum of all the coefficients, that is 6 minus 1 plus 1 minus 6 will be equal to 0. This means that x is equal to 1 is a solution, and sum of the even power, that is 6 minus 6 is 0, and sum of the odd power minus 1 plus 1, that is also 0. They are equal, and hence minus 1 is a solution. Okay. So these three results will help us in solving the reciprocal equations. There is also a technique to solve an even degree reciprocal equation. Okay. So you have to take x plus 1 by x or x minus 1 by x as y and reduce the given equation to an equation of degree half of the given equation. And solving the reduced equation, we will get the roots of the given equation. This is a technique to solve an even degree reciprocal equation. But if I say like this, you cannot understand anything. So let me explain this technique by an example. Okay. So now you may get a question, where do we get x plus 1 by x or x minus 1 by x to take it as y if I say like this? So by seeing this example, while explaining this example, I will say where do you get this x plus 1 by x or x minus 1 by x, which has to be taken as y. Okay. So now let us consider an even degree equation. Okay. So this technique is applicable either it is of type 1 or it is of type 2. Now here consider this reciprocal equation. So it is of even degree. Okay. So here I have taken the example of type 2, where look at this, the middle term x cube is not present. It will be 0. And then the coefficients from the end and the beginning are equal but opposite in sign. Okay, minus 35 plus 35 plus 56 minus 56, and the middle term is 0, and hence it is a even degree reciprocal equation of type 2. Let us see how to solve such equation. You know that for this equation, for such a reciprocal equation, both x is equal to 1 and minus 1 will be solutions by the above result. Therefore, we know that x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 will be solutions, and hence x minus 1 is a factor and x plus 1 is another factor. So by the previous results, we know that after getting one or two solutions, we may reduce the equation by dividing the factor. Okay. So let us divide this left hand side of the polynomial equation by the two factors to reduce the equation to of degree 4. So it is easy if you use a synthetic division. So let us write down the coefficients, and then first let us divide it by the factor x minus 1. That means we have to divide it by 1. So 6 plus 0, 6, 6 into 1, 6, and then minus 35 plus 6 minus 29. Minus 29 into 1 is minus 29 here. Then 56 minus 29 is 27. Then 27 into 1, 27. 0 plus 27 is 27. Again 27 into 1, 27. Then minus 56 plus 27 is minus 29, right? Then minus 29 into 1 is minus 29. 35 minus 29 is 6. Now 6 into 1 is 6, and then adding minus 6 plus 6, the remainder is 0. Then again it has been reduced of degree 5. Again let us, as minus 1 is also a root, let us divide it again. Okay. Again use the synthetic division, it will be easy for you. So 6 plus 0 is 6, 6 into minus 1 is minus 6, minus 29 and minus 6 will become, adding it will become minus 35. So minus 35 into minus 1 will become plus 35. So 27 plus 35 is nothing but 62. Then 1 into minus 1 into 62 is minus 62. So adding 27 and minus 62, we have minus 35. So minus 35 into minus 1 is plus 35. Then minus 29 plus 35 gives 6. Then 6 into minus 1 is minus 6, and 6 minus 6 gives the remainder 0. So it has been reduced to an equation of degree 4. Okay. So this is the quotient, and we can write down the reduced equation as 6x power 4 minus 35x cube plus 62x squared minus 35x plus 6 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, in the technique above, I said you have to take either x plus 1 by x or x minus 1 by x to be 0. But in the reduced equation, we cannot have such a form. We will not have either x plus 1 by x or x minus 1 by x here. So, how to bring that one which have been taken as y, which have to be taken as y. Okay. So, what you have to do after getting the reduced equation, look at the middle term. What is the middle term? X squared. So, divide throughout by x squared. Okay. So, if you on dividing by x squared, you have the equation will reduce to 6x squared minus 35x then plus 62 minus 35 by x plus 6 by x squared equal to 0. See, for reciprocal equation, 0 is not a solution. That means x will not be equal to 0. As x is a non-zero number, we can divide it by x squared. Okay. So, when you divide by n term, you should be sure that that number is a non-zero number. Here for a reciprocal equation, 0 will not be a solution. So, x will not be equal to 0, and hence we can divide by x squared. Okay. Then let us group this one having the same coefficients. So, 6x squared and plus 6 by x squared, grouping these two, taking 6 outside, it will become x squared plus 1 by x squared. Similarly, let us group these two having the same coefficient. So, by taking minus 35 outside, it will become x plus 1 by x and plus 62 equal to 0. So, after dividing the equation, reduced equation by x squared, you have come across the terms x plus 1 by x. Okay. Sometimes you may have x minus 1 by x. So, in this case, we got x plus 1 by x and x squared plus 1 by x squared. So, according to the technique, you have to take x plus 1 by x to be y. Okay. So, take x plus 1 by x to be y. Then what happened to x squared plus 1 by x squared means it will be x squared plus 1 by x squared means it will be x plus 1 by x the whole squared minus 2. So, how you get this means you know that a plus b the whole squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab, or a squared plus b squared is equal to a plus b the whole squared minus 2ab. So, if you take a as x and b as 1 by x, so we have x squared plus 1 by x squared is equal to x plus 1 by x the whole squared minus 2 into x into 1 by x. So, this x and x will get cancelled. So, x squared plus 1 by x squared will always be equal to x plus 1 by x the whole squared minus 2. Okay. So, you may know this result even in your earlier standard. So, you can use this, right. So, what is x squared plus 1 by x squared? This will be x plus 1 by x the whole squared minus 2. This is taken as y, so it will become y squared minus 2. So, in all such problems, after taking x plus 1 by x, immediately you can write x squared plus 1 by x squared as y squared minus 2. Okay. So, what happens to the given equation? It reduces to 6 into y squared minus 2 minus 35 into y plus 62. That is 6y squared minus 35y, then minus 12 plus 62, that will be plus 50 equal to 0. So, 6 into 50 is 300. So, what are the two factors for 300 whose summation will be minus 35, means minus 20 and minus 15. So, as the coefficient of y squared is 6, let us divide by 6, and simplifying it will be minus 10 by 3 and minus 5 by 2. So, 3y minus 10 and 2y minus 5 equal to 0 are the factors for this quadratic equation, and this implies that y is equal to 10 by 3 or y is equal to 5 by 2. Okay. So, if y is equal to 10 by 3, what will be x? X plus 1 by x is equal to 10 by 3. Now, let us throughout multiply by 3x. So, on multiplying 3x throughout, you have 3x squared plus 3 equal to 10x, or rearranging, you will have 3x squared minus 10x plus 3 equal to 0. So, if the equation is like this, that is the coefficient of x squared and the constant are same, and the middle term will be the successor of the product, then the two equations will have the roots as alpha, as of the type alpha 1 by alpha, and alpha will be equal to the same number 3, that is the coefficient of x squared. So, this equation should have the root as 3 and 1 by 3. This is obvious, but you have to show that. Okay, so 3 into 3, 9. So that the product is 9, and what are the factors for 9 and whose summation is 10 means it will be minus 9 and a minus 1, so that the summation is minus 10 and the product is 9. As the coefficient of x squared is 3, dividing by 3, we have the factors as x minus 3 into 3x minus 1 equal to 0, which implies x is equal to 3 or 1 by 3. Okay. So when you come across such equation whose coefficient of x squared and the constant term are equal, and the middle term will be there, that is the coefficient of x is the successor of their product, then such equation will have a root as of the form alpha 1 by alpha, where alpha is this number, that is the coefficient of x squared. So here easily we can say that the x will take the value 3 and 1 by 3. Okay. Now taking the other value of y, that is 5 by 2, we have the equation as x plus 1 by x is equal to 5 by 2. Again multiplying throughout by 2x, we have 2x squared, then plus 1 equal to 5x, or minus 5x, sorry, plus 2 equal to 5x, or 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 equal to 0. So look at this, this is also of the same form, that is 2 and 2 are same, and the coefficient of the middle term, that is the coefficient of x, is successor of their product. 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. Successor of the product means this equation will have the roots 2 and 1 by 2. Okay. Now let us check here. If it is minus 5, here 2 and 1 by 2. If it is plus means it will be minus 2 minus 1 by 2. Like that you have to write down the equation if it is a 1 mark. Then let us do this properly. So 2 into 2, the product is 4. So what would be the factors of 4 whose summation is minus 5 means it will be minus 4 and minus 1. So as the coefficient of x square is 2, divide the two factors by 2. So it will be reduced to minus 2 and minus 1. That means the factor for the quadratic equation are x minus 2 into 2x minus 1. So when it is equated to 0, the value of x will be 2 or 1 by 2. So what would be the roots of the equation? 3, 1 by 3, 2, 1 by 2, and already we have plus 1 and minus 1. So you got 6 values for the given equation. And what are the 6 values? Plus 1, minus 1, 3, 1 by 3, plus 2, 1 by 2. Okay. So this is the way to solve such reciprocal equations.